Well, today, everybody, in this video, we're going to be breaking down the music theory behind Slipknot's Duality. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Stay Metal Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down one of the best metal songs of all time, and definitely Slipknot's arguably most iconic riff of all time, and that is Duality. That is the song that really got me into not only understanding how to play pinch harmonics, but I don't know, man, when this song came out in the mid-2000s, it made me really inspired to pick up the guitar. So today, I really want to break down the ideas, the motifs, the themes that Jim and Mick are using when they wrote this song, and just explain it to you guys, alright? Two things. One, if you're brand new to my channel, or you've yet to hit that subscribe button, I'd really sincerely appreciate it if you did. It would help me out so much. We're almost at 63,000 subscribers, and I'm just so honored to even be anywhere near that number. Anyway, if you could just help me out, I would really sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much in advance, okay? And two, this video is an educational and instructional video protected under fair use. So although I'm going to be using the melodies and the motifs of the song Duality, I'm teaching here and helping explain what's going on in a music theory type of sense, okay? Cool. So let's start. Now this song is interesting because it doesn't really have one specific key. There's one that's kind of highlighted here, and I'll explain it, but it's really kind of just focusing on the low B. The guitar tuning for this song is drop B, and this open B, this low B, is the bread and butter of this song. So Jim and Mick, they're bouncing a bunch of different ideas against this low B, and I can't wait to break them all down for you guys, but just so you guys know, this low B is the bread and butter, is the main hook of the song, okay? All right, let's start breaking this song down. So the main riff and the intro riff of this song is used all throughout the song, okay? And it goes as follows. That is the main riff used all throughout the song, and it's, you know, one of the sickest, most iconic riffs of all time, right? So, what's going on theoretically? Well, the notes of this riff are as follows. B, D, F, C, D, C, and B. So if you notice, no sharps, no flats, all natural notes. So what scale uses all natural notes? Well, it's C major or A minor. The notes of C major and A minor, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, or A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A, depending on how you want to look at it. It's the same thing, same ballpark. Those are both relative majors and minors against one another. Anyway, because we're focusing on the low B, one could argue that this is a B Locrian scale or a B Locrian riff, because B Locrian is the seventh mode of C major, or the second mode of A Aeolian, which is still the seventh. Anyway, for simplicity's sake, it's the seventh mode of C major, and the seventh mode is B Locrian. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. All right? No sharps, no flats. B Locrian. So that main riff in the intro is Mick's part. But what's interesting is, after watching the Fret 12 documentary and watching Jim break down his part, he's doing something a little bit different. He's actually playing what's called a sus2 chord. He's going 5-7-9 A, D, G string. And what's fascinating about this is there's an F sharp here and a C sharp in here. And these don't fit in B Locrian. So because during this part where Mick is playing the... Jim can kind of get away with playing this chord, this kind of happy, bright sounding chord. Because the other defining Locrian notes aren't playing when this chord is being played. So it's like a moment of like Jim just kind of modulating and just playing something a little bit brighter, because as soon as this part is over, he then follows what Mick's doing. To prove it, here's an F sharp. It's the fifth above this low B, or the low B that Jim's playing in the sus2 chord. If I was to play this F sharp against this F natural, which is also in the, you know, this part of the riff. So if I play this against it, creates a lot of dissonance there. And in metal, that's kind of sometimes a good thing, but in the context of this riff, they're not having any sort of dissonance. So they're letting this B ring out against this sus2 chord to create like a really kind of epic, bright sound. And then after that, they're playing in unison there. So it's pretty cool, man, how like they're kind of borrowing different elements and different notes to kind of just like have a moment of, you know, brightness and a moment of just a different vibe, you know what I mean? And what's also interesting about this part is Jim is actually kind of sidestepping from the F sharp to the G right here and going. Just a quick little moment of dissonance and kind of eeriness to kind of fill out that moment of the song. Pretty cool, right? So we're only like, what, 30 seconds into the song, if that, and there's so much theory going on here. So the main part of the intro is in B Locrian, all natural notes, but then there's a sus2 chord here of B, F sharp, and C sharp. And although this is technically the ninth, the major ninth of B, it's played up here, making it a sus2. That's a whole different chord lesson right there. But really cool chord, probably one of my favorite chords in music. And if you know the song Floods by Pantera, it's using that sus2 shape all over the place. Anyway, staying with Duality, I love that chord and I love this part of the song. And like I said, we're just starting the song. So now let's get into the fun part of the song, the breakdown part. Now this is the riff that I have played to death my entire life. Ever since I first heard it and started, you know, trying to pick it apart, the song made me really love the pinch harmonic technique, and it's all attributed to this riff. So what is the riff? I do that riff every single day that I play, you know, even to this day. So what are the notes that we're playing here? Well, we kind of already are still playing the same notes from before. B, C, and then D, and then this pinch harmonic right here. That's just an A natural, because F sharp, G, A. And then you pinch harmonic and bend the f*** out of it. It's so fun, dude. So that is still in B Locrian because this is an A natural. The only reason why I bring that up is because now this is the only new note that we have that we haven't played yet so far in the song. It's just an A natural. Just bend it and make it scream. So much fun, dude. And then the second part of the riff is the same thing in a sense. It's just... And we just go from C to this, what is this, the F note here? Yeah, the F, and then pinch harmonic on the D. So we haven't modulated really, we haven't changed any keys or anything like that. We're still using the same riffs, or pardon me, the same notes of the first riff. Now we're just, you know, playing the best part of the song in my opinion. Now we're gonna modulate a little bit. And modulating means we're gonna change something. That's what modulation means, just in life, but also in music theory and, you know, effects pedals as well. Modulating sounds, you're changing something. So we're gonna change gears real quick. We're gonna play the verse, and the verse is a little bit different. So the verse is like this. So the notes of this is F sharp, F sharp, so we have an octave right here. Okay, so we go from high F sharp to low F sharp. 10th fret is an A, 5th fret E, 7th fret F sharp, 3rd fret D, 5th fret E, 1st fret C, and then open, B. And then you just alternate pick it and palm mute it. So after looking at the scale and after looking at the notes, we have F sharp, A, E, F sharp, D, E, C, and B all here. Well, there's now an F sharp. So what scale has only one sharp? That is G major. So if you know the scale of G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp in G. All the rest of the notes are natural notes. So there's a couple ways you can think about this. You can think of it as being an F sharp Locrian scale because it's the 7th mode of G major. That's what I would call it because we're starting and emphasizing the F sharp sound. But if you want to think about it in the key of B, like I said, B is the motif of this song, this low B, or just B in general. You could think of it as being a B Phrygian scale, because G, B, D, Phrygian, B Phrygian is the third mode of G major, if you want. Regardless, we're modulating. We are not in B Locrian anymore. You know, B Locrian is kind of a sour sound. You know, a little bit heavier. This, if you just think about it, if you pretend like we're not in Slipknot, pretend we're not jamming metal, this sounds very poppy. So it's kind of just outlining a bit of a major scale, but using the 7th note as its motif, as its key, even though a mode isn't a key. It's really outlining this F sharp here. And it's the only sharp in the scale. The rest are natural notes. So, deductive reasoning there. G major is the only scale that has only one sharp and an F sharp. So, this is now a different part of, you know, the song and or a different part of music theory. And what's interesting about this from a vocal standpoint is that the vocals are pretty atonal. You know, it's all just spoken word throughout this part. There's no singing, really. So there's no real melody to bounce this off of. So it kind of works where, like, you can modulate and play a different vibe, a different key, without really having to worry about the vocals fitting, because the vocals are just atonal spoken, you know. I screamed it till my veins collapsed. There's no melody there. It's just all spoken word. And it works. So it's really fascinating. Now, let's get to the pre-chorus, where I push my fingers into my... This is just a chromatic scale, a chromatic walk down the fretboard. And chromatic means just playing in a fashion of using just semitones, half-step increments. So the riff goes like this. So the notes are really just... That's just a chromatic walk down the fretboard, just using semitones, just scooting down, so... And then we're back to the intro riff, but now we're using power chords and making it epic because now the chorus is hitting, right? Speaking of the chorus, if you listen to Jim's part, either in the studio and or live, Jim's always bouncing octave ideas off of the low B. Again, similar to the sus2, Jim is doing that as well, but doing it in a different fashion. Let me show you. So depending on what year Jim's playing, like i.e. live 2004, 2005 versus like 2009 versus 2022, he's changed the riff up a lot. And he's even been on record for saying, like, when he's playing, he improvises a lot. And I love that because, you know, it's not so regimented, so fixated. He's bouncing a bunch of different music theory elements against this low B again. If you notice, whenever that low B is ringing out, Jim's doing a lot of different stuff throughout this song. So I've kind of combined the Fret 12 documentary, the recording, as well as a lot of live footage and just kind of the subconscious melody that you hear in Duality. And I've kind of combined it into two different scales that he's using here. So the first one goes like this. Let me just play. I'll play the chorus and then I'll play his lead. Right there, that one. That, my friends, is a B minor scale ascending, because these are octaves. So we essentially only have one note ringing out at a time, but, you know, it's an octave, so we just have it doubled up, and it just gives it that, you know, cliche, iconic Jim Root thing. He loves octaves. He does it all the time. So the notes are here as follows. We have 5, 5th fret, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and G. That's just a plain old B minor because we have B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and G. That is following a B minor scale to the T. So that portion of the chorus is a minor, if you want to call it that, because again, Mick, he's just letting it ring out. You know, if he wasn't palm muting it and playing it in, what is that, 8th note, if he would just let it ring out, Jim's going. you know, I'm playing a little bit different every single time, but you know, those notes are just the essential landing points of that part of the chorus. He also does it a different way, where he starts on the 12th fret, which is an F sharp, and then scoots back and then ascends again in a different fashion. He does something like this. So first he does this one. Then he does this one. And that, everybody, is all the things that they play in Duality. So this song only really has like, what, 3 or 4 riffs total? But I've been recording now for 23 minutes. I don't know how long this video will end up being. But the fact is, I could spend close to 30 minutes dissecting 3 or 4 different riffs in a pretty simple song. Now, simple doesn't mean easy or bad or whatever, just simple in terms of like, there's not too much going on. There's not a bunch of different notes flying at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's a pretty simple song, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not jam-packed with music theory. This song is absolutely filled with music theory, and it's so fascinating to see not only just my favorite band use music theory, but also Jim's been on the record for saying he doesn't really know music theory. And you know, one could argue, what does that even mean? If you're using music theory but you don't know you're using it, aren't you still kind of using it? It's kind of an interesting topic, interesting debate. But you know, what I definitely know for a fact is he didn't actively seek out and be like, all right, let's use a B Locrian scale here. I guarantee you he didn't do that. Or you know, whoever wrote this, Mick. I guarantee you it's just like, it came from the heart, came from the soul, came from, you know, just wanting to create something incredibly impactful. So, having said all that, this is really fascinating, really fun song, an iconic song, and it's just jam-packed with music theory. So everybody, I had a lot of fun ranting and raving about music theory, talking about different modes, and, you know, again, just using the low B as the motif of this song and then bouncing a bunch of different ideas against it. Truly fascinating stuff. So, I hope you learned something, and if not, I just hope you just were intrigued and are as interested in this stuff as I am, because I certainly have a lot of fun dissecting and analyzing this stuff. So everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Again, if you're brand new to my channel or you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching to the end if you're here still. I really sincerely appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you so much in advance, all right? And if you guys want to see some more content like this, breaking down some iconic metal guitar songs and metal riffs and, you know, the songs that we love, by all means, I'd love to do it, okay? So let me know down below in the comments. With that being said, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. I'm Stay Metal Ray, and you stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. See you guys next time. Later.